Okay, let's get started. This video is regarding VA benefits and specifically the individual unemployability benefit. We call it IU for short, okay? Now, individual unemployability is applied for on VA form 22-8940. That's the application for this specific benefit, okay? So, what exactly is individual unemployability? It's a mouthful there, but that's what we call this benefit. It's not a very common word, but individual unemployability, what it does is it essentially pays veterans at the 100% rate, okay? Even though their current service connection rate is not 100% rate, it pays the veterans at 100% rate, okay? Based on their inability to secure substantial and gainful employment due to a service-connected condition or conditions, right? Meaning their inability to secure substantial and gainful employment could be due to one service-connected condition or a multiple of their conditions, right? So it's a good benefit for veterans who have had a hard time achieving or getting to the 100% rate, okay? It is extremely difficult to get 100% service connection straight from the VA. Essentially, because the way the VA does their math, you essentially have to add up all your service connect conditions, and essentially they got to be 200% to be 100%. Because the VA combined ratings table does not add these things up together. There's a very specific format the VA uses. It's called the VA combined ratings table, okay? So, it's very difficult to get 100%, and this benefit, individual unemployability, makes it easier to receive benefits at the 100% rate if you are having a hard time or you have an inability to secure gainful employment due to your service connect conditions or a condition or conditions, right? It could be one condition or it could be multiple, okay? And I'll get into that in a second here. So, it pays at the 100% rate. Now, this makes you qualified to apply for IU. You must have a 60% rating for one condition, okay? Or you have to be a combined 70%, and one of your conditions of that 70% must be 40%. So either one at 60 or multiples at 70, but one of those multiples has to be at least at 40. That's what makes you qualified for the IU benefit, okay? Now, if you are not working, okay, you have to essentially not be working to be eligible for this benefit. You can't currently be working and have substantial gainful employment and get approved for it. It's not going to happen because the VA is going to look at your current earnings and say, well, you currently have substantial gainful employment. So this is typically a benefit for those who are currently not working due to one of their service conditions, okay? Now, what exactly does this thing do? Again, you receive all the same benefits as if you were 100%, okay? The difference between like 90% and 100% is very substantial. So that's why a lot of veterans will continue to apply for benefits to get to 100% because the gap between 90 and 100 is a couple $1,000s a month. It's very substantial. So I get it. I get why veterans really want to get the 100% rate. Okay, so if you are awarded IU, you receive all the same benefits as if you're 100%, meaning you get access to CHAMP VA healthcare benefits for dependents. Your dependents get access to Chapter 35 educational benefits, okay? You get all the same benefits as if you're 100%, which means you may get property tax exemptions, okay? Because IU is seen as the same as 100%. It's all the same, okay? So now, the last part of this is the income limitations portion, right? There are income limitations, meaning you can actually work and receive IU benefits, right? But you do have some income limitations. Let's say you get granted IU benefits and you want to go work part-time, but your part-time income is below what we consider the current federal poverty level. You can actually go work as long as your current income is below the federal poverty level. You can earn income and be on IU at the same time. In round numbers, to be honest with you, If you make more than about 25 grand in income, because that's about what the poverty level is, it's every year it changes, you can actually make about 25 grand and still get IU. The VA is really not going to look at that amount of money as substantial and gainful employment. Okay, that's the key verbiage the VA uses is substantial and gainful employment, right? Those are the key factors there, right? It's a fantastic benefit for those who are out of work and who have a significant rating of 60% for one or combined 70 with one of your conditions at 40, okay? So it's a benefit that's applied for by a lot of veterans. A lot of veterans seek this particular benefit because they struggle to meet the 100% straight criteria. Again, it's very difficult to get 100 straight at the VA. Just in round numbers, you gotta be 200% if you add it all up together to be 100%, okay? Because the way the VA combined ratings table works. So I see a lot of veterans applying for this. A little background, I do work for the VA. I do decide these types of claims, and I see a lot of different applications, but mainly you have to consider these two things. Do you have one rating at 60, or are you combined 70 with one at 40? And is your current income below the current poverty level, right? In round numbers, about 25 grand. So if that applies to you, I would encourage you to apply for this benefit, because the difference between like 80% and 90% versus 100, it's a couple $1,000, and that's tax-free dollars as well. So it's a pretty significant bump in your benefit. So I would encourage those who are eligible to apply. Again, it's on a VA form 21-8940. A little inside, we have access to Social Security Administration records. You can't really lie to us on the VA form. We know how much money you're actually making. We get Social Security earning statements, right? We have access to federal records, right? We do understand things do change. Now here's the thing, I'll add this as well. You can actually get approved for IU, get a job after you've been approved for IU that pays you above the poverty line, but let's say, you know, you were getting IU, you got a great new job, and the job pays 75 grand a year. But here's the thing, what if that new job, all of a sudden, you realize, you know what, I can't continue in this current job due to my conditions. If it's a mental condition, let's say, and you've had issues with a boss or coworkers or whatever the case may be, and you only worked at that new job for 6 months, 4 months, whatever the case may be, and you actually didn't earn that whole 75 grand. The VA looks 1 year in arrears, which means we're gonna look back 1 year ago. We don't know what you're currently actually making. We're only gonna look at last year's Social Security earning statements. So that's kind of the information that we look at on the from the VA form that you apply for this benefit is your Social Security earnings statements from the year prior. So we don't know what you're currently making because we can't really determine is that, you know, permanent income, right? It could be that you landed a great new job again, but you only worked it for 4 months and you didn't make the full annual salary. So we can't just take away the benefit because you got a new job making more than a pilot. We have to give it time to see if in fact you do now have the ability to have substantial and gainful employment for more than a year, right? That's the key there. We don't just take away your IU benefit as soon as you start working. We have to look at the earnings. We have to look at, is this a permanent kind of a career or job that you're gonna have, right? If not, you can maintain your IU benefits, right? That's a key indicator for a lot of people, because a lot of people, there's a lot of misconceptions about the IU thing, about income and whether or not you could work. Another thing I'll say is this, just in general, please understand that if you're service connected at any rate, it doesn't mean that you can't work. You can actually go still work and be 100% service connected. That's not what VA service connection is. It's called VA compensation for a reason. I hate the term disability because it doesn't mean you're disabled and you can't work. Most veterans that get out of the military now are service connected disabled, but go on to have amazing careers in other fields and do awesome things, but still get VA compensation. The reason is because when you join the military, you join, right? They allow you to come in and you're 100% healthy, right? you're whole. Now, you go through your military service, you leave, maybe not that full, whole person anymore. You've been affected by a back, a knee, a mental condition, whatever. So you leave the military a different person than when you joined. That's why you get paid VA compensation. It's just like workers' compensation. It's not disability really, right? So understand that you're getting benefits, service connection compensation, based on what happened to you in the military, okay? That's why it's called compensation. It's not technically disability. And if you look at the terms, even on the VA website, nobody uses disability. It's VA service-connected compensation. So think of it in terms of workers' compensation, right? You're getting paid based on the person you were after your military service, not when you joined the military service. Because when you joined, the military said, you're 100% healthy, you're good to go. And then when you leave, or however long after you apply for benefits, you're no longer that same 100% whole, healthy person. You're getting your VA service connection based on that person now after service or what the service caused, okay? So that's just a little extra regarding just how VA service connection compensation is viewed or how it's defined, right? So yeah, that's a little bit more, but a ton of questions on IU all the time. If you do have questions, you could just shoot me something down there on the comments and I'll try to get back to you. Obviously there's a lot more. This is just a quick overview. So every case is different, and eligibility, everything is going to be different. It's a case by case. So hopefully this was helpful. Like I said, if you have any questions, leave it in the comment and I will try to get back to you as soon as I can. Okay, take care.